Hi, I'm Dick Eit with Bites by Eit. We are a boutique catering company based in Atlanta, Georgia, and we provide catering services up and down the eastern seaboard, all over Atlanta, Tennessee, New York, Connecticut, Nantucket, and down to Florida. This May, we're going out to Colorado Springs for a wedding. We're going to do a private little dinner for one of my clients, which is always nice to have. Over the years, our business just keeps on growing and growing, all word of mouth, and so that's always nice. One of our latest chefs that is working with us, Travis Dorsey, worked for Madonna for 10 years and worked for Jennifer Lawrence for summer out in the Hamptons. And so I was talking to him about, variations on certain recipes. And he said, Dick, what about doing a nice French onion soup, but instead of all the labor intensiveness of hours and hours of the onions and the stock, this is a simple one. And also, instead of putting the sliced baguettes on top, let's do it with the puff pastry. And so I said, that's great. So we did it for a party. It was a first course, and they loved it. So I'd like to show you how we do that. So again, we'll do some onions. We'll saute those down. We'll add some beef stock, a little sherry, some fresh oregano, and then when we finish it off, we'll put on some puff pastry, brush it with butter, and shred some more cheese on top of it. On top of the puff pastry, we'll put some cheese inside of the soup, and it'll be quite fantastic. So let's get the oil up to speed. It's extra virgin olive oil. We'll get that up to about 3/4 speed. We'll add some butter in there to give it some good flavor. And then we'll get, while that's cooking and getting ready, we will chop an onion. We'll probably do onion, a full onion or so. And this will make enough soup for 2 people, 4 people. I would say 2 people per onion is what we would get out of this. Chop off the ends, chop off the other end, and little slices of this. Not too thick, maybe 1/4 inch thick, and not too thin. I like to have a little bit of texture in all my cooking. I like to have some texture when people are biting down so that they know what they're eating. So there's 1/2. I'll do another 1/2. And peel it. Always clean as you go. Keep a nice clean board. And I'm watching the oil and the butter. And there we go. Okay. Give this a little stir. Melt the rest of the butter. So it smells nice. It's probably close to 1/2 inch thick, high of oil and butter. And again, don't put too many in here because you want them to become a little caramelized. And again, this is a fast and easy way to do it. So we'll have this done in 1/2 hour. You could make this in advance, and then you could finish it off a day later. It's just going to get better. I'm going to put the heat up a little bit on this. We'll let that cook down, and we're ready to go. So 5-10 minutes, and we'll have that cook. Okay, so as the onions are cooking down, here's something that I learned from one of my fellow chefs, from Travis, is roasting garlic. It's like, well, how hard is that to roast garlic? Well, there are two keys to it. Is number one, as you're roasting the garlic, it's not always a level head of garlic. So you want it so it's flat. So when you put the olive oil on top, it is all over the top and it's level, so the olive oil doesn't run off. And so you have a nice coating of that. So it's easy to do, but it's sort of easy to mess up. So make a nice cut. And cut it so it's level. And then cut the top off. So I cut a little bit too much of the bottom off, so I lost part of it, but you can see it's still partially attached, so we'll go with that. Some aluminum foil. And then I'll take some olive oil and smother the top with olive oil. Fold it up so it stays level. Put it into a saute pan, it's level. Stick it in the oven. Take it out in 20 minutes and it'll be nice and roasted. So a little something simple I thought we could talk about. Okay, now with the extra garlic, we'll put, again, we want 1 clove of garlic, 2 cloves of garlic. I'd probably go with 2, which could be a little bit too much, but it will cook down and it won't be too much. But it's up to you. Take out the pith. This one's pretty big. And take out the second pith. That one's big too. Do a little choppy. We're getting some nice coloring on this, as you can see. So I'll do a few more minutes on this, and then I will add the garlic to it and take it off, and we can finish with the onion soup. Okay? Stay tuned. Don't go away. So, 7-10 minutes. Look at the color of this. Looks just fantastic. I've turned down the heat now. I'm going to add the garlic to it. Maybe a minute, 2 minutes tops. And then I'll take out. I'll strain the oil out, and then I'll add the other liquids. The sherry vinegar, the beef stock, and our soup will be ready to go. A little cornstarch to it to thicken it up. And we're almost there. So we strained the oil from the caramelized onions, added the garlic to it. Again, a great coloring to it, as you can see. Then we'll add some sherry vinegar, probably about 3 tablespoons. And then we'll add some beef stock to it. You know, that could be cheating, but it speeds up the process from several hours of making this to half hour, an hour. And this will make 2 portions. I'll just do 1 portion out here with the 2 halves of the Vidalia onions. We'll bring this up to heat, cook off the, and we'll add some fresh thyme to it. We'll do some puff pastry. We'll brush it with butter. Put some Gruyere cheese in the soup. And then on top of the puff pastry, we'll add butter and some more. Gruyere cheese. So again, the beauty of this is the amount of time it takes. It's a fast and easy French onion soup. In a previous show we did something similar to this, but we had it on a crostini. So this is, I love onions, and I love caramelized onions. It tastes so good. So I'll add a little bit of the pink Himalayan sea salt to it, and I'll add some fresh pepper. I'll take an egg and get the egg wash ready to go. We can add 2 eggs to it. What the heck? Won't need them all, but we'll have plenty. That's ready to go. While that's getting to temp, we will cut out. So here's the bowl we're going to use, 8 ounces. So we'll cut it out, make it a little bit bigger so it can come over the edges and be sealed. And again, as opposed to having the bread on the inside, the bread will be on the outside, but we will have a little extra cheese on the inside and the outside. Because who doesn't like a nice Gruyere cheese? I do. Most people do. Okay. So that's ready to go. This is almost up. Great aroma to it. Add a little bit of a cornstarch to it to thicken it up. Let that cook another 2-3 minutes, and we'll come back to it and be ready to go. Okay, so we've now been cooking the soup, the French onion soup, with the vermouth and the chicken stock. We also added some bay leaves to it, and you can see the nice coloring that we got from it. I'll take out the bay leaves. I added 2. I added cornstarch to make it a little bit thicker. Added the fresh oregano, some great aromas. Turn this off, the heat. Add it to your traditional let me get all the onions in there. Perfect. So now the question is, do you want more cheese on there? I'd say yes. So we'll shave some cheese right into it. I sort of like a coarser cut of the cheese. And we are going to put cheese and butter on top of the puff pastry. So a nice helping right there. As you can see, spread that around. Take the puff pastry, fold it down so we have the right size. I'll brush the edges with an egg wash so it's going to stick to it. And then I'll put egg wash on the top and some more Gruyere cheese. So that should keep everything in. Brush it again. On all the sides. Get in all the nooks and crannies. So it browns up nicely. And we'll cook it in there for 15-20 minutes at 375. Okay. Now for my favorite part, more Gruyere. Could you have put some slices of baguettes in between? You could, but I think a lot of people are trying to cut down on the amount of carbs that they have. So I think just one layer, having the puff pastry, is enough. Put it on a sheet pan, stick in the oven, 375 for, we'll watch it after 10 minutes. It'll take somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes to brown up. So now we're going to take out the garlic that we had roasting, and that's been in there for 20 minutes. And we'll see how this turned out. See if it needs any more time or not. The aroma smells fantastic. By pressing it, you can definitely feel that it's cooked enough. If you wanted to, you could probably cook it another 5-10 minutes, but I think for these purposes it's fine. We'll take it out. Could you add this to the soup? You could. I think it's a bit much, but these bulbs should come right out. It's still pretty warm. So I'm going to let that sit a few more minutes until we plate up the French onion soup with the puff pastry, and we'll come back to that. Stay tuned. Well, now it's time. I took a little peekaboo at the puff pastry French onion. It looks pretty fantastic. So we'll take it out. I'll garnish it with a little bit more Gruyere cheese, and we'll give it a whirl. Let's see. What do you think of that? I mean, it's quite masterful. It makes a statement. It is your classic French onion soup, but with a twist to it. So let's take it off the sheet pan here. Thank goodness we had it, because it does overflow a little bit, which is fine, but it does. And see the cheese right there? I think we'll put a little bit more cheese on there, a little bit of a finer on top. Let's hope it melts and sticks a little bit. And take a couple of sprigs of this, put this on top. That oregano really smells nice. Okay, so there's the one. Then the two is, now that the roasted garlic has cooled down, I can use my hands and I can squeeze it out. And it's evenly cooked. It's like a nice jelly. Clean up a little bit. So there you go. A classic dish, French onion with the puff pastry. It definitely makes a huge statement. It's different and it's yummy. Some roasted garlic. I'm Dick Eit with Bites by Eit. Thank you again for watching. Appreciate your viewership. Have a good one.